Appreciate it.
You understand what just happened here
We didn't get the
at
loan,
the end of this?
Now I'm tired.
I called you.
This is going to be
Why
spoilers,
didn't you call me back?
spoilers, and spoilers. If you hadn't seen it, don't hit the button.
Get money, keep this place going. You know what I'm saying?
Do not hit the goddamn button. Because we going to the abyss. What they just did here was an atrocity to mankind, was an atrocity to everybody who watched this damn show. This thing's supposed to be The Walking Dead. Right? The Walking Dead. Where they at? They made the walkers look very insignificant in this damn series. They drawn this thing out. You got Major General Bill. They just had him like a basic goddamn character that you would find anywhere in the streets or something. Treated him like a just regular bumbling idiot. He had about 10 minutes of screen time through the entire series. They microwave filmed this whole last thing. I've seen Rick Grimes screw more in this series than I've seen screen time from any other characters that was undeveloped.
What you want? You want a hug?
No.
And then to insult my intelligence by sitting here watching Rick Grimes survive the gas with no problem. As we seen what happened with everybody who was limitedly affected by the gas. Water just stops all gas, right? So you can just, Rick Grimes just cough a couple times and he's good. He don't need a mask. Oh, he can explosion that turned about half, 90% of them into doggone walkers.
I ain't nothing, man. You know, it's just I'm up against it.
I know. And you will always
turn 90% of them into walkers.
Okay? The fact that we
that's all good.
Is a miracle, great. And you may not have all you want, but
Jamil said I stopped at the episode 2. I was done.
Everything you need.
Rick Grimes is the problem.
Not everything.
Had he cut off his hand, which was the dumbest thing he ever did. I guess that's the only way he could show he wanted to get back. That was dumb. What was Rick Grimes thinking? Rick Grimes didn't even have to cut his hand off. Everything that happened on the show tells you he didn't have to cut his goddamn hand off. That's just Rick Grimes and his arrogance and his stupidity.
Why do you think
he gotta be in charge? If he ain't in charge, he can't be a part of something. They about to move him up the ranks. All he gotta do is sit his ass down somewhere.
Things aren't adding up anymore.
And I'm gonna figure out the financing.
We can't afford to live here anymore. We're gonna go into foreclosure.
So everything starts getting out of order. Everything starts going awry.
What is this?
It's a beautiful 2-bedroom in Covington that Mac and I saw. It's 2,000 square feet. It's got a garage for you. Look, she's going to be gone in a couple of years, and it's just going to be us.
Yeah.
And it could be a chance for us to hit restart.
Yeah, he's got this mechanical hand now. I guess they selling toys. That'll be for Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
So he's got everything laid out for him. All he got to do is follow the script. Nope, it ain't working for Rick Grimes. If it ain't working for Rick Grimes, it ain't worth his time. Now, when Michonne finally gets there, right? Yeah, well, you got one parent here. Just like you said, Jamil, after episode 2, you were out.
Lose each other over it.
If you see the way this ends, you'll lose your mind. It just totally obliviates everything about the show and why Rick Grimes had to die. He has to go. That is just all to it. Rick Grimes just can't get it right. He just got to mess it up every time. He was on point when they first got to the camp, and Rick Grimes is like, "Hey, you know, we can't leave. We got to stay. We got to. This is our home, and this is where they needed to be. They needed to be at that home." All this stuff just to escape. Then they get the perfect escape, but they got to go back because she's got some evidence. So it's like, okay, it makes sense for them to go back. Right? So when they go back, what does they do? Michonne, once again, she can't control her emotions. If she'd have just controlled her emotions, she'd have been all right. No? Gotta continuously be Rick Grimes about the situation. He was on point until he was explaining to her why we need to go back and just stay there. Sometimes you just gotta play things out. They just want to blow everything up. Michonne thinks if they can, no, it's no reason. We can go and turn things our way. Oh, yeah. Didn't make no sense. Like, he goes back. They moving him. He finna be promoted now. He's finna be the guy running the CRM right next to the general. I was like, General, you and General Bill, y'all finna run this whole land. There's no problems. What did he do? Yeah, they turned this to a Rick love story. I know. Saw Rick Grimes make out more in this one than I saw the damn General. General got about 10 minutes of screen time.
That's all he needed, enough time to die.
No, ain't nothing wrong with the General's mix at all. They had a good system. Look, we got to sacrifice some cities to protect the good ones. Hey, we had to save it. I understood it. I said, hey, they got to make some tough decisions. You want to see a good one? Watch Black Summer. Black Summer is great. Now, when Black Summer kicks off, it is exactly how I think a doggone pandemic is going to break out. Because right here where we are is an armory. Like about right from where I'm sitting on this couch, about less than 2 minutes away is a goddamn military armory right over here. So right from this couch, 2 minutes drive, you right there. I don't even think it's 2 minutes. Might be 30 seconds. It's a whole military tanks, everything, armory right there. So they on call quick. It ain't gonna take them long to assemble it all. Oh no. Right, Rick always got to sabotage something. That's been his whole trait. The entire Walking Dead, he got to sabotage something. Negan said, hey, you ain't got to do this no more. We got it. Just give us half your food, half your supplies, and that's it. Y'all can't have any guns. Rick don't like it. He ain't in control. Negan's got to go. And he's got to rebel. He don't like the deal. So Rick has done so many bad deals just because he want to be in charge. That's it. He didn't got how many people killed in this entire Walking Dead series? He didn't got about thousands of them killed because he's Rick Grimes. He's the problem. Negan was not the problem. It was Rick. Yeah, I got another Rick Grimes fan. He's like, no, he wasn't. They were fine over there in Alexandria, and Negan just came in there and just started trying to bully them and take what was there. He's a thug. Negan needed to be stopped. It's like, he's like, they didn't need his protection. They were fine. Negan comes over and says, no, you do need protection. You're going to have to protect them from them. So they come over there terrorizing and taking over. Now, if you haven't seen the last episode yet, this is where you should probably jump off. Now, the general had the echelon report. So this is what the whole thing was about. And Michonne and them, they wanted to go back because they wanted to stop the general. That was so important. She got to stop what's going on. They got to learn what's in this report. Then they got to get this paperwork that would expose them. So Michonne goes in there. She gets the paperwork to find out what's going on. Right? And at the same time, he's going through his briefing for the echelon report. So he finds out what the report is, finds out what they do, and then he says, hey, man, if you got some people out there, family members, the general's like, man, look, you want to bring in some family or something? Hey, I'll let that happen, man. Just go and bring them in, man. I'll take the chances, the risks. That's it. You know, like, I'll be we won't bomb over there, wherever your town is, man. That'll be your call, man. We're good. All you got to do, swear on the sword. Rick heard that and about to put the knife away. Like, all right, okay, that sounds about right. I cut my hand off for nothing, but since I'm here, I'm Rick Grimes. I ain't used to this taking orders. I gotta be the one to start setting the terms. General had a good plan. General was like, hey man, I'm with you, man. You be the guy to do it. And he saw it at the last second. He saw it in Rick's eyes. Rick was getting ready to go rogue. Rick hit him with a knife, stabbed the general. General had to grab the sword and get with him. Trying to, at least. Takes the sword and just kills the general. Yeah, it was terrible.
Perfect.
I'm watching X-Men 97 and Invincible. Wow, Rick is the worst. Exactly. Telling you, killed the general. So now he done took out the goddamn general. She's in the damn film room, and they going over all the plans of what they finna do in the next town, and she just gets up, walks out. Nobody says nothing to her. So everybody just gets up, walks out of meetings. That's vital.
Mandatory meeting.
Yeah, mandatory meeting that people could just get up and walk out on, and nobody says, hey, where the hell are you going? So she goes through there. They get the body. They come up with a plan. They finna blow up all the gas that they got over there. They got on mask, so they'll be safe if it goes off with a grenade. But the bomb is so intense, they got water to cover themselves. They pull over a sheet over their head. This bomb goes off, wipe out damn near all of the damn... They wipe out all the doggone CRM almost. All of them gonna turn into walkers. And all of a sudden, Rick Grimes just gets up with no problem.
As it should be.
Right, no, that goes off. The water in the sheet kept him safe. So after this massive explosion goes off, not only that, the leader Thorne, she's over there. She's perfectly fine as well.
But he had principles keeping him from handing out information to the healers. So they needed some convincing.
Oh no, it gets more interesting. You think that's it? You think that's impossible? A big blast that kills everybody that wasn't even near the blast.
It's all the leaders. The leaders were all there.
Yeah, they all turned into walkers, but they're right in the heart of the blast. Because they got water covering them and a sheet, they cool. Thorne didn't have any of that, and she A-okay. So, all right, forget that. Now the gas is everywhere because of the bomb. Now all this gas, we saw what happens with the gas, right? And how deadly that was. It was taking out everybody. Now the water is supposed to, help with this, but they have no mask. So not only is he not tearing up, he's not crying or coughing or choking. Rick Grimes is being attacked by walkers, and they all taking him into the corner, and I'm just waiting for somebody to bite him so I could get some satisfaction so we can get Rick Grimes up out of here. Nope, he's Rick Grimes. He pulls a grenade out, boom, blows up all the walkers and himself. Then you would think, okay, well, Rick just did a suicide pact and just saved everybody by blowing up these walkers. Nope, he throws all of them out. And he's okay. Rick Grimes survived a suicide grenade that took out all the walkers except for him.
Damn right, John.
Not explained. They all was wearing CRM military grade uniforms like Rick Grimes. So why was Rick Grimes fine and they were all destroyed? They didn't have time to explain that. And then this whole time, the gas is still here. Rick still does not have a mask. He's not choking. He's not vomiting. He's A-okay fine because he's Rick Grimes. Then he goes over to Thorne, who's now been stabbed by Michonne. And after being against them leaving the whole time, now that she's laying there dying, was like, you know what? He was right. You guys should go home.
Say it didn't happen.
Like, what the hell is this? Man, I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. So he's not affected by gas. Gas don't work on Rick. The grenades don't work on Rick Grimes. He is the Walking Dead.
Power in TV history.
Yeah, he loved this shit. I like, how in the world? I did not like this ending. Then the whole Scooby-Doo ending of, oh, we taking over the CRM, the government. Everybody can come in the city now. You can come and go as you please. Now we're gonna be bringing people over to the city for resources and environment. It just turned into a Scooby-Doo ending if I've ever seen it in my life. Yeah, everybody. Then Rick Grimes gets a helicopter. He drives to his house. He meets his kids. They the only ones that greet him. They come out there and, are you the brave man? Yeah, I'm the brave man, but why don't you call me Dad? I'm like, oh my God. They do this sappy damn hug. It is the worst ending in The Walking Dead's history. Oh yeah, I'm blasting the writers on Twitter. We're getting involved. We're getting involved.
Greatest ending ever.
I'm like, I needed a Walker to get. Yes, Negan, thank you. Negan needs to show up right now and cut Rick's throat. Slip his throat. Not for it, huh? Maggie and Negan show is better than this. I hate to say it, but the way they made this a love story, yeah. Negan them show was way better than this. Dead City? You know why? Because it was about the zombies. It was about the Walking Dead. It's about this pandemic, and Maggie and Negan, they still don't like each other. So they had a hell of a fight, those two, in that series. Here, the zombies was just like there. They be having a conversation, they just walking by. Oh, yeah. It started off great, like it had some direction. Then they just said, well, let's shut it all down. I'm like, this whole thing was microwaved. They had to do everything within like an hour. So they just went and mushed it all together into one. Is this the one that was on PS4?
The what?
Wasn't this on PS4?
No, this is like a remake of like an old school like computer game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember it. Alone in the Dark is like an old game. That's why I was thinking it was PS4 or something. I'm like, I remember this game. I don't know if Ninja was playing it or something. It was back during our Skyrim days. Skyrim. That was one PC game there, boy, that was addictive like crack. Skyrim, because they kept changing Skyrim. They kept adding on to Skyrim.
Skyrim?
Oh, yeah, Skyrim would not end. That was addictive. You ever played Skyrim?
I started it.
Shoot, Skyrim was too addictive. I used to be there giving advice. Oh man, what happened? How are you getting hit? You got any more shells? Okay, there you go. See that first bite? That should have happened to Rick Grimes. Now Rick gets back with his family in season 1, so I don't want to see a season 2 unless Rick Grimes, Negan's in it, and Negan's in there hunting down Rick Grimes.
I think it was only supposed to be a 1-season thing.
A 1-season thing just to take Rick home. Okay, Rick's home. Now I hope they come up with a whole new season in Dead City where they meet up and they blow up Andrea or whatever, Alexandria, and they take Rick and drag him out.
They're gonna all the shows are gonna now end meeting back up there.
Oh, in Alexandria?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I don't know how they gonna get Daryl. Daryl's like in England somewhere, slaughtering people like it's 1835. Daryl's show is good too. Yeah, he's in London over there. It's like medieval times. Oh no, I wouldn't dare. Oh, Negan show up there and him and Rick, they ain't seen each other since he was prisoner. So now, oh my goodness. Rick wasn't there was he there for Alpha and Beta? Rick was there, wasn't he?
Maybe at the very beginning, but that was it.
Yeah, then it was Negan, because Negan was the one that was taking over. Rick was out there. Like I said, we didn't need Rick. We had Negan. Now that's a character that you knew what his purpose was from the beginning. He carried the show. He was the weight. Rick had run his course. Now, early Rick was good. Like, let's say the first 3 seasons, Rick was on point. Like, when they went to the town, they left the prison, they went to that crazy town, and that, who was that, the governor, that crazy mayor of the town? Now, that was great. That's when it was at its epic point. Rick Grimes was on point every time. Yeah, that guy who ran that town was crazy. He had to go. So I understood that. See, Rick had purpose then. Then when it got to a point where Rick just said, you know what? I just got to be in charge all the time. Anybody had any other plans? Rick's, nah, that ain't the way. I got an idea. Then he got Red taken out. Oh, that's always going to be the best episode of Walking Dead. When he ran into Negan. When Negan finally caught them. Because, shoot, was Simon on there? Are you kidding? Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That was some real leadership going on there. Because Rick had killed, before that, the past 2 episodes before that. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, y'all got to start that season from the very beginning. When Simon was the guy. Rick was killing everybody in that series. Rick had killed so many people. That's why he tells Rick, like, you done killed too many of my men that I am definitely not comfortable with. Oh, yeah, Daryl got Glenn killed. Yeah, everybody know that. Maggie should have been mad at Daryl. She shouldn't have been mad at Negan at all. That was Daryl's fault. Nah. That shit does not go down. I don't know what kind of lying prick you think I am. But that shit does not fly. Not one bit.
Can't go that way.
Oh yeah, the governor. Yeah, that was him. The governor in that series, he was the craziest guy I had seen. The governor. He had to go. That's why I told you. That's when Rick Grimes was good. The first 3 seasons, he had a purpose. You was okay with Rick. Then he got out of control. Bye, Glenn. Back to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys know.
Oh, was you guys to? Oh, I'm sorry. I really am. But as I told you, no exceptions. Yeah, that was the last Tekken game I played. Why you think I never played Tekken in years? The nigga was on there. Feels good, sounds good. Oh, we gotta keep it going. With Dead City is where it needs to be. It's more like a video game than a TV series. That's what I'm talking about. I need that. More of it. Kill, kill, and kill. And it's more about the zombies. Instead of this goddamn love story, I gotta get back to the kids. Rick Grimes could have stayed in that army, and they could have milked this thing out. Oh, I wasn't with that. One bit. It's because, look, it's because of a main reason why I wasn't with that. The governor was nuts. Yeah, he was nuts. But there's a main reason I wasn't with that plan. What you gonna do next?
On my way to the hotel, the woman gang called up.
Yeah, I did leave my charger up here, that charging cord. Last time I was here, I don't know what I did with it. Probably threw it away.
Punched one of them out, and I sent the
Oh,
other.
that's probably it right there.
No, that's Troy's Oculus charger. Oh, that.
No, that's not it. Yeah, I probably threw it in the bag and threw it out. I went and bought another one anyway. That one had a short in it. Yeah. The Simon and Negan fight was the best. Yeah, I didn't want to see Simon turn at all. I didn't like Simon going rogue. I like Simon. Yeah, Rick should have stayed with the general. Look at what he got. He could have brought his 2 kids over there, or whoever he wanted to bring. He'd have been good. Your area, Alexandria, would have been good. They wouldn't have bombed it. He's like, look, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm going to get your family. Bring them on over. Oh, that's Alone in the Dark. No, Chris starts like 75 games, and then in 3 years he'll finish them all. He plays like 75 games in a row. play for about an hour on one, we'll go to another one, play for an hour, play another one on this one, and he'll eventually get there. Unless it's God of War or something, he's gonna be there for a minute.
God of War, yep. Everything else gets dropped for a God of War.
Yeah, I was on a mission for a minute. Oh, Hogwarts, I'm beyond hooked on that one. That was it. It was nothing but Hogwarts. I put everything on the burner. I forgot I had other games once that came out. Somebody's like, "You still playing that game?" I mean, you damn right. Game's great. Yeah, it was surprising because I was finding stuff I never did. Rick didn't even kill the governor. Michonne, he said Michonne did. He was getting whipped. I forgot about that. I was like, yeah, he did. The governor was giving him the business. You remember that, Chris? Yeah, the governor was giving it to her. I told you the governor was the craziest one. But yeah, she did kill him. But she's too temperamental. She's bloodthirsty. She should have got taken out. One of them should have not made it back. They should let me rewrite this whole damn thing. The one that lived. Oh man, if I rewrote this whole thing, just this season, just these episodes, just a couple of rewrites, people be raving about it right now. This was the most amazing thing ever. They were getting ready to hug, and all of a sudden, boom! Now we don't know who lived or who died.
The CRM is back. They blew him up.
Yeah, right, they'd be like, a bomb went off. We don't know who's alive or dead. We just see blood and screaming. Man, it went off. I can't wait the next season. Now we just sitting here watching like this is the end of The Walking Dead or something. You know, I'm surprised they don't find a lotto ticket or something laying around. Look, it's the winning numbers of the lotto draft. We won, baby.
I recognize this one, but I didn't catch up with them here. I must have followed them. But where?
They could have killed Rip and kept Carl alive. Oh, they can't do that. Rick was the show, so they were scared to make that move and go along with the comic book. Yeah, the general cut his arm off in the book. His hand, I think the general had his hand removed. But here in the Scooby-Doo writing, Rick cuts his own hand off for no reason. I just want to get away. Like, can you wait till they took you back? You trying to escape early by cutting your hand off? You might want to need that hand one day. Throw the whole script out. They should have killed Rick and kept Carl alive. I love when Negan used to punk Rick. Yeah, he had to. He had to break Rick down. You got to break that ego. He's a narcissist. So he knew, I got to break you. I got to make sure you understand. Now you gonna give me half your shit. Yes. Yes. I'll give you everything. But he didn't. Once again, he's gonna rebel. Because he's Rick. That's why that was the only mistake Negan made. I felt in the end, but at first I understood the reason why you gotta keep Rick alive. Because they follow Rick. And without his second in command, that's why Red was out of there. He knew Red is the second in command, so he's got to go. So now your enforcer is out to make sure the people follow your lead. Now you're going to have people rebelling against you and wanting to be the leader. See, when everybody wanted to step up, Red was the guy that come shut it down. He's the sergeant of arms. Right? See, that's like the Detroit Pistons. This whole thing reminds me of the Detroit Pistons. This is why we won. We were so much smarter than everybody else. It was just like light years ahead. Bill Laimbeer is the sergeant of arms. He was the general. Isaiah's the president, the boss, the commander in chief. No one goes against his call. You got to deal with Bill. If you do that, they get you in line. So when Mahorn got there, they got Rick Mahorn in line. And then Mahorn was on there, him and Bill, they were getting everybody else in line. And it became a force.
Something about that name, Ted Stryker, rings a bell. Feels vaguely familiar.
When they came after Isaiah over the Larry Bird incident, they just brought that up again. Him and Larry, they was all sitting there. Now, they know damn well Isaiah Thomas did not think that about Larry Bird. Larry Bird used to kill them. So everybody know how great Larry is. So Dennis Rodman made the statement. They bring it to Dennis and asked him, and he sarcastically said, yeah, if Larry Bird was black, yeah, he'd just be another good guy. And they're laughing about it. And they played it and like to make it to say like Isaiah said it, because the Chicago press did that just as worse as the media, because they want to pump up Michael Jordan. And he's from Chicago. So he had put him through all that hell, all that dragging him out there on the media. Then him and Larry Bird came out and they did the speech. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I said, man, they put Isaiah through all this. And Dennis Rodman came out and he was like, Isaiah just saved my life. He just came to my aid. He was like, I was a young kid. I just didn't know what I was saying. I was just saying something. He really stepped up for me. And you saw how the whole team had to sit there and watch that. And they said, next season, that's it. It's over. That was it. Everybody got together and said, if you're either all in or you're out. We'll trade you to whatever team you want to go. You ain't with this program, you're out. Everybody's gonna get screwed. F the league. And it was beautiful. The Pistons started a whole new era. And that was it. Everybody was gone. You were getting wiped out. The bad boys was here to stay. And they dominated the entire area. Now I know you saying, what does this got to do with The Walking Dead? It's the same thing. Clergy system, order, control, mental preparedness. That was us. We was always mentally stronger than the teams we played. So you gotta be mentally tough. They're not mentally structured. Rick and his team was not. Negan's team were. That's how they was able to take over towns and lands. You got to be military structured. Ready to get the work done. Oh yeah. So LeBron hit 9-3. I didn't even see it. I'm quite sure I will see it later. I didn't even watch the game. It was an ABC game against the Brooklyn Nets. Leaf was gonna cover that game, so I already knew what was in store. So I let Leaf go ahead and do it. I might do a post game later on tonight. I'm gonna go home and watch. Yeah, man, I'm glad I didn't watch this. I decided to watch it here with Chris live so we can catch it. So I'm glad I did not watch this on doggone AMC Plus. I would have been livid. I couldn't even sit here and watch it again without getting mad all over again. This was the perfect way to see it. Raw like this. Cause if I just saw this, I've been Chris, I can't come. I've been Chris, I can't make it today. Cause this ended, it's too goddamn got this Scooby Doo ending. Oh yeah. Give me Dead City. They ruin a good setting. You bring Rick Grimes back, right? You have him in the CRM, right? Still trying to figure out how he can turn this thing back around to what he want to do. You got storyline. You got a plot. He's with the general. He's like, okay, I got to find out how I'm going to stop the general or turn the CRM around from the inside. Why wouldn't you do that? Instead of this sappy, I got to get home to the kids crap. Gotta get home to the kids and give them a hug. Oh my God. Ruining the resources, ruining the whole city they built. They had a whole operation there. All they had to do was keep that place quiet. Everything quiet, no noise, city safe. They had people going to stores. People was just working, taking out workers. The civilians, the military did all the work. I'm like, they got supplies and food. Things is going good. They had a whole city under control. You know how hard that is to maintain? Now it's all up in smoke. Because Rick Grimes want to go home. They should have just let his ass go home. That's it. Let him go. Daryl and Carol. Well, see, that's the thing. They in their medieval time. I don't know how they finna get them back from London. Yeah, well, Daryl Dixon is a wild card. The whole show he's been a wild card. He's been doing his own thing, just raging out. He got Glenn killed. He just want to do his own thing too much. That's why Negan had to break him and beat him down. It was just making him more of what he is. He's just like, oh, I could beat this dude for 3 years. Ain't nothing gonna happen with him. This Daryl just crazy. I would just have to send him after people. You don't kill that. Now, at least you tried a couple times. Oh no. The show wouldn't have survived under Carl's leadership. Because they never pushed his character enough to be a leader. A lot of people loved Carl, but one, he was ready to lead a show and go to college. Yeah, I know he's stupid. So you got a show that's paying you money and you want to get off the show to go to college. So what, you can go out one day in the world and get a job? You just had a job, you dummy. You did something with the people in colleges. They go to college to try to one day do. You already skipped the process. Now you want to go back to college. I want to go to college, though. I'm like, Carl, you got to be the stupidest bastard on earth. And right, since he's been in college, you ain't heard from Carl since, have you? That's right. He kept feeding Daryl dog food. He was breaking him down. Getting all his minerals and vitamins. When Negan used to punk Rick, I told you, he had to break him. That ego of Rick's, he had to keep it in check. I told you, no guns. Yeah, they were there for the pickup, and they had to take that guy out. I just did you a favor. This guy wanted me to kill you and put him in charge. All right, he got that big chicken in charge of food, rations and small. Shane in charge over Rick? He just lost his mind over that woman. They all lost their mind over women. Rick did the same thing over Michonne. So it's the whole thing. Shane wouldn't have been no better. Shane would have been more out of control, just like Rick. I don't know. Chris probably remembers Shane. You remember Shane?
What happened?
Shane from The Walking Dead. He said Shane would have been a better leader than Rick. No.
Everybody been dead with Shane.
Everybody would have been dead with Shane. And Shane wouldn't have cared. He said Shane lost his mind because of that woman.
Shane's looking out for Shane.
Yep. He just lost his mind over that woman, man. No, Shane didn't like Rick, and that was never gonna work. Rick wasn't gonna kill him, but I knew Shane didn't like Rick, and he said, "Maybe you right." They all got, all of them. Rick was great to me. He was all of a sudden super in love with Michonne, and he can't see. He gets blinded. This was the last couple of seasons with Rick. Since Negan showed up, he became this broken character. Once Negan took that invincibility away from him and everybody saw him broke down, he was a broke down Rick. Ever since then, he ain't been the same. We saw a little bit of some of the Rick come back, and all of a sudden they put him on the other side of the glass. Rick should have got with Andrea. She went to the crazy man. Well, that's life. So, that's my thoughts on it. Yeah, it was a little nuts. I definitely didn't think they was taking this Scooby-Doo ending. I didn't think this Scooby-Doo ending was not the way to go. Chris is probably the only one clapping right now. Him and the producers and everybody that made it. I don't like, why are we celebrating this? This is not supposed to go down in The Walking Dead. If you want to do this on the last episode, or you ain't making no more Walking Deads, then yeah, maybe you could do something like that. But not when you got more cake to bake. Why are we doing this? Negan ain't there, nothing. I'm like, man, they should have had Negan with Lucille come in there and start bashing skulls. They be like, Lucille's back. I got a brand new Lucille. And she's thirsty. I got a vampire back. Come in there and start bashing some heads in. Now we talking. Now we got the tension. Now we got somebody in effect. Now we got you invested back in the show. See, this is why George Romero and this doggone Mad Max series, this Furiosa, he's gonna show you exactly what I mean. When you watch that, you watch any Mad Max, you gonna get it. He's like, now I gotta watch it now. See? Yeah. All right, let me let my phone charge. I'll let y'all later.